You've got folks talking about all these coaches moving around and going to jobs like Arkansas, Oklahoma State, UCLA, and Virginia Tech. So now all four of the Power Four conferences have a coaching job up for grabs. But I have a question for you. Okay, Virginia Tech has come out and said, okay, we're going to pay more money now to help our football program. Why weren't you doing that before? It's basically been said that one of the primary jobs at Oklahoma State is, well, you're going to have to, raise the money. You're going to have to do all that. Okay, why don't you hire a general manager and get that taken care of? Because yes, coaches get paid a lot of money, but they're constantly recruiting, and yeah, that whole silliness needs to these folks, some thrive in that, some just really need to focus on coaching football. And when you've got to rebuild a team, coaching football at a place like Oklahoma State and Virginia Tech and UCLA and Arkansas probably needs to come front and center instead of having to do all these rest of the stuff that should be done by another person. And then you have UCLA, which is just a dumpster fire. I mean, UCLA is nothing but a dumpster fire. When you bring in somebody and then get rid of him 3 games into the season when he hasn't even, and on top of that, you hired somebody who hadn't ever been a head coach, hadn't even been a coordinator, offensive or defensive, and Arkansas, which is pretty much straight up admitted they're not going to spend the money when it comes to making the football team into something worthwhile. Basically, why would anybody want to go to those programs? I mean, seriously, why would anybody want to deal with this silliness? So we're going to talk about that. So stick around, here we go. Oh, also, hit like and subscribe. Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at the University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there. One of the funny things that I keep hearing about is you keep hearing the names like Alex Golish, Jason Eck, all of these coaches who, okay, while I'm kind of surprised on Jason Eck, you don't hear, you take a look at Alex Golish. Alex Golish has a decent track record. He is doing things this season at South Florida that, hey, this is an amazing thing what he's doing there. But what use is it to go to a program that is so out of whack? What use would he be to leave that state? Now, you take a look at Jason Eck. Jason Eck just moved up to Division One FBS. Why should he leave New Mexico? He needs to build a resume. He needs to understand what it means to play in a bigger set of circumstances. Moving him over is going, hey, we're going to try to get you to fail. And then there's just a simple fact of that UCLA is not known for spending the money on the football team. Arkansas has already come out and said they're not going to spend the money. Virginia Tech, you take a look at, were they trying to get rid of Brent Pry because right after they got rid of him, they said, oh, we're going to now increase the amount of money that we're going to spend on the football program. And Oklahoma State, I don't think anybody knows what's going on with Oklahoma State. I mean, maybe that would be a good program for somebody to come in on. But it turns into, why would you want to go to one of these programs that are a dumpster fire if all you're going to do is ruin your chances of getting another job? Because unless you do really good, they're probably going to look to get rid of you quickly. UCLA won't even let you rebuild the program. Um, Virginia Tech shows that they have some weird politics going on. Arkansas, they've admitted to the reason why that Sam Pittman wasn't doing as good as he needs to. So are you saying that somebody who is one of your best coaches of all time, you weren't supporting him, and you're going to bring in somebody else, and what? What are you going to do there? It, I mean, seriously, what are you going to do there? So why should somebody take that job that is actually going to be able to do a good job if they know they're not going to have the support behind them if something goes south? UCLA, I don't think anybody's going to get any kind of support. Sam Pittman showed that Arkansas is not going to support you, even though they're telling you straight out, hey, you're not going to get the resources necessary to do what you need to do. So why? Why would somebody risk their career at something they love and take one of these jobs? I mean, somebody's going to take it. You know they will. But what would be the use of that? How are you knowing that you're going to get somebody that's actually going to put the time and effort into it? Sam Pittman at Arkansas, I know he put his whole self into that game. He made some mistakes, sure, but he did some amazing things at Arkansas. You don't think that he didn't want to keep going that route? You take a look at Deshaun Foster. You don't think Deshaun Foster didn't put his heart and soul into UCLA? That's his alma mater. That's where he made a legend of himself. And they did that to him? No. Look, I want Arkansas to be a great team. I definitely want Oklahoma State to be a great team. I have a lot of love for Oklahoma State. I actually like Virginia Tech. I like Frank Beamer. To see the program that Frank Beamer built, to know that a team that people loved, players, I have talked to players that played under Frank Beamer, to know that his legacy and their legacy is where it's at now at that school. I mean, yeah, everybody still loves Frank Beamer. The Hokies are the Hokies, but what he built is no longer there, and it was destroyed. You take a look at UCLA. UCLA used to be one heck of a team, but all that's been destroyed. And you have to wonder, why would somebody want to come in there when they know they're not going to get the support? Now, Oklahoma State aside, because Oklahoma State sounds like it can be rehabilitated. Everything that I've heard, that can be rehabilitated. Virginia Tech, I don't know why they did what they did to Pry. There had to been behind the scenes politics going on, but now they're saying that they're willing to put money into the program. Okay, maybe that just means that they need to find somebody that can be right for the political situation of that school. But UCLA, you're telling me that they have a chance among big name candidates for that program? I mean, seriously, why would Alex Golish go to UCLA? Why would Jason Eck want to go to UCLA? Why would Gruden want to go to UCLA? Seriously, why would John Gruden want to go to UCLA? And then take a look at Arkansas, where you're getting told by the athletic director, "Oh, we haven't put the money in, and we're probably not." At that point, don't you think that somebody like John Summerall, Gruden, Golish, Eck, or any of these other names Why would they want to go there? Okay, so you've got Bobby Petrino. How hard is Bobby Petrino going to be able to show out with his coaching ability when you've not got the right environment to do that? And okay, what Bobby Petrino did was idiotic. Sure, I'm in his first stint there. I don't know why all of that happened, but it did, and he should never, allow that to happen. But maybe he's going to be your only hope to get somebody that actually cares about that program. I mean, seriously, who's going to care about that program after what the athletic director said? So you tell me, if you're a fan of any of those programs, you tell me why would you see, or how could you see a big name come to your program if this is what they're going to have to deal with? And there are other programs that are about to get new people in. Florida, Florida's got the money going into it, so that's probably going to be a first option for many of the big names. But seriously, who would want to do Arkansas, or for that matter, why would you want to go to Virginia Tech at this point with what's happened there? But you tell me, if you're a fan of those programs, you tell me, what do you think needs to be done? This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.